Next speaker is Tegan Kline. She's the business development of Orchid protocol, which is working on a cool way of looking at the internet as an inseparable part of nature. Thank you.
Thank you. So first, I want to thank everyone at EDCON for having us and hosting this event. I also want to thank all of you, not only for making it all the way over to Sydney, but for coming to this talk. So today, I will be talking about the internet as a basic human right. So the internet was born with good intentions. Tim Berners-Lee famously said that the internet is an open platform that allows anyone to share information, access opportunities, and collaborate across boundaries. And I do believe that the internet did begin in this pure state. I remember when I first discovered the internet, I thought the newspaper model is dead in the water tomorrow. Information is finally free to flow. No one needs to pay for education anymore. You can just go online and access it. But it didn't go as I optimistically and almost naively thought it would. The internet wrongfully taught us that things should be free. And for those of us that have taken an economics class, we know that there's no such thing as free lunch. So the problem with the internet as it currently exists today is that someone needs to own and operate the database. And this has given us this degree of centralization that we see today. And these database owners and operators have begun to monetize our attention and monetize our data. So the internet, as it exists today, is very fragmented. In the US, it's very corporate controlled. In the EU, it's GDPR regulated. In China, it's very state controlled. And in Russia, they've talked about doing an offline experiment where they just go dark to the rest of the world. So how many of you use Proton Mail, the end-to-end encrypted email service? Well, in Russia, they attempted to block the servers about 2 weeks ago. How many of you use Telegram, the encrypted messaging service? Most of us do. Well, Iran and Russia have been known to block this due to the degree of encryption that it provides. So what do you do when you wake up and you can't communicate to your friends or family unless it's on a platform that is highly censored or surveilled? Censorship is a problem. There's something called the panopticon effect, and this is when you know that you're being monitored and censored, so you just begin to self-monitor and self-censor, and you're in constant fear of being watched. We've gone from this open platform full of potential to perfectly manicured walled gardens. And humans are inherently imperfect. It's almost ingrained in our DNA. So it's a very dangerous path to expect humans to be perfect and constantly watch and monitor them. So the internet has become an integral part of the human experience, and it needs all of us, not just the few, but every one of us. And in 2016, the UN declared the internet as a basic human right, similar to electricity, something that we need to use that is an integral part of our day-to-day experience. The internet is the same. It's a natural resource. And the more we distribute this natural resource, the less likely there is for an abuse of power. So I have a call to action for all of you. Let's take the internet back from these large propaganda machines and large monopolies. So I joined Orchid because I believe that privacy and communications are some of the core use cases for blockchain technology. Why are we building this encrypted database? I believe it's for private communication. And VPN usage is rising. So 1 out of 4 internet users have used a VPN in the last 30 days. And in places like Indonesia, VPN usage is almost 38%. But VPNs are under threat as well. So 60% of the top free VPN applications on the App Store are based in China, which means that that information is basically just going straight to the Chinese government. At Orchid, we're distributed. So we can't prove that the nodes are not collecting that data, but they can't aggregate that data. So our mission is to create an open internet that's accessible to anyone, anywhere. So we've built a marketplace for bandwidth, and this is built on top of Ethereum. It's a VPN client application. We actually launched our alpha for EDCON, so if you stop by our booth, we can demo that for you. So you can earn tokens for your bandwidth, for your internet connection. And you can also set up as a bridge node for multi-hop security. This is our technology. So we've been, for about 2 years building, we've been pretty heads down, and we're finally launching in June. So the probabilistic micropayments piece, this is essentially how we're unlinking transactions on Ethereum for this degree of privacy. The medallions piece, this is our Sybil resistance using a proof of stake technology. And then bandwidth smuggling, this is essentially how we are routing around China's firewall. And this is the code is actually pluggable. So imagine someone in an oppressed regime, if they suddenly the firewall is updated and they can't get access to the internet, they're incentivized by getting access to the internet again and also upgrading the entire network. So we're creating a permission-free market for communication. So what's next for Orchid? We just launched our alpha for EDCON, and we'll be updating our white paper this month. And next month, we'll begin beta testing. But we do need your help. So if any of you are interested in consuming or providing bandwidth for Orchid tokens, I would love to talk to you. If you're interested in helping people in oppressed regimes gain access to the internet, also if you're interested in being a part of our beta, stop by our booth. And if you would like to host an event here in Australia or in your home country, we would love to talk to you. This is my email, Tegan@orchid.com. Thank you.